All right, there was once a, I'm saying this according to my memory as much as I can, but here we go. There was once a Jew that was a pharmacist. He was a pharmacist, and he had a successful pharmacy in, where was it, the city of Vienna, wherever, successful. And one day, one of his workers stole all of his money, ran away, stole all of the money that he had, and he ran away with it. He had one of his trusted workers ran away with it. The thing I didn't remember in the story is if this trusted worker ran away with his wife or not. Sorry, I just don't remember. Let's say not. Anyway, he ran away, did a terrible thing, and this poor Jew now is left with no money, and his debts started piling up. He couldn't pay them, and also competition opened up, whatever it was, and he had to close his drugstore. And he didn't know what to do. And I think he had children he had to marry off also. So someone suggested that he should go to the Tzemach Tzedek, the third Rebbe of Chabad, and that he should ask for a blessing. So the Tzemach Tzedek said, there's a German in, I think it was in Leipzig or something, a German, and he has a pharmacy. Maybe he could use you. A German in Dresden or something. A German in Dresden, and he can help. A German in Dresden, but he doesn't know anybody in Dresden, a non-Jew. So we said, just either you put an advertisement in the paper or look for an advertisement in the paper, and you'll see the German. So he, this poor Jew, we'll call him Avraham. So he did so. He put an advertisement in the paper. He was looking through papers, and sure enough, he found that there was a German fellow in Dresden that he needed help in his pharmacy. So he went to Dresden, and he applied for the job. And this German fellow took him to work. And in the beginning, he was working, cleaning up the floor and doing things like this. But the German was an intelligent person, and he realized that this was a very talented man, the Jew was, and they got along very well. And he gave him more and more things to do. And this German fellow, he was a rich guy. He knew, some of the nobility, whatever it was. And so he gave him a very good, had a very good position. And this Jew, Avram, he said, when he took the job, he said it was on the condition that he would be able to keep Shabbat and the holidays. And the German at first had his reservations because he needed someone to help all the time, and he couldn't afford that. But eventually he saw that this Abraham was a good worker, so he gave him what he wanted. It came close to the holiday of Pesach. It was like a few weeks before Pesach, and so he had permission to go back. He left. He went back to his home. One day after he arrived, a special messenger arrived in his home, and he said that the German needs you desperately. You have to come back, and that it's going to be 1 week of work. 1 week, you'll be free 1 week before Passover, and he offered him a tremendous sum of money to help him. So he consulted with his wife. His wife agreed, and he went back to Dresden, where the city was. He went back to Dresden. And what did the German need him for? It was his birthday. His birthday was coming up in 1 week. And he wanted to make a special party for himself. And he wanted to invite all these special high-class people. And it was a chance for him to break into, politics or whatever it was. And he realized that this Avram was a very practical and original person, and they worked very well together. So he wanted Avram to come and to put this thing up, the the party, to make the party the nicest possible way and the best possible way to do it. And so Avram said, okay, he'll do it. And he promised him that immediately after the party, he'll give him a carriage and he'll travel back to where he is. And he offered him so much money that he couldn't refuse. So he said, okay. So Abraham came and they started to work, and they rented out a hall, and they put decorations up, and they ordered food, and they had entertainment and everything. And the German was just happy, pleased, amazingly. And there came all these important officials, and the music was exactly right, and the food was exactly right, and everything was exactly what it was supposed to be. And the German was just out of his mind, just really, pleased and happy. And he was introducing him to everybody. And this is my helper. This is my partner. This is my this. Suddenly, among all the guests that were there, Avram noticed that came into the room a priest. A priest. The priest in those days, the priest was a big deal. He was a high, the very influential people. So he was also invited to this party. The priest came in, and Avram looked and saw, and he turned white. And the German said, "What's wrong? Are you feeling okay?" He said, "Come with me into the back room." He said, "That man that just came in," said, "that's the one that stole all my money. He's the one that stole all my money. I'm sure of it." He says, "Are you sure, 100%?" He says, "100%. There's no doubt about it. That's the one." He disguised himself as a priest. Maybe he became a priest, whatever it was, but he was the one. So the German said, "Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it." And so the German approached this priest and said, "Hello, are you?" And the German also had a couple people with him. And he said, "I would like to talk to you about a very important thing." The priest thought it was some sort of a big business deal. Who knows what it is? Took him in the back room. He said, "Tell me, you stole the money from this Jewish person." He said, "I'm a priest. I would never do such a thing like that." He said, "You really wouldn't do such a thing like that?" He said, "No, of course not." So the German pulled out a gun. He pulled out a gun and he put it to his head, and he said, "If you don't confess, I'm going to pull the trigger and give back all the money." He said, "Okay." He said, "I confess." He confessed the whole thing, and he gave him back all the money that he had stolen. Everything. Gave him back every penny. He went back home. He wrote a check. I don't know exactly how it worked, or maybe these two people accompanied him, and he gave him all the money, gave him back. And next day, Avram went back. So it came to show, and that the Tzemach Tzedek somehow or other knew that in this bizarre place, through this German fellow, which he never thought in a million years that would be the way that he was going to get back what he thought, what he lost. And that who was the thief, the last person that he thought was the thief. But specifically only the Rebbe put the whole thing together, this whole puzzle together, so that the truth would come out. And that's exactly what God is doing now in the world. All this confusion is going on in the world, but it's really the Rebbe is doing the whole business. And he's putting everything all together, that all of a sudden the truth will be revealed. And what's the truth? That every Jew, and you see this amazing anti-Semitism that's coming out in the world, which makes no sense. All of a sudden, everybody hates the Jews. What the Jews? We've talked about this so many times, and the Hamas, as we say, the Hamas never did one good thing except for kill people and dig tunnels their whole life. Nothing. They just stole money, and all of a sudden the United Nations is for the Hamas and they're against the Jews. It's only to wake up the Jews. And so it had to go far away from a long way, who knows what. But in the end, it'll be that everything will come back to its proper place, and there'll be happiness in the whole entire world. Have a good day with Mashiach. Now, see you all tomorrow. It's a fast day tomorrow. Have an easy and a successful and a happy fast. And like we say, hopefully there won't be any fast at all. And so Mikdash will come from heaven, up like that. And we'll see exactly what to do in those situations, in such a situation. I don't think it's written in the Shulchan Aruch what we have to do, but we will do it. And God willing, tomorrow we'll be dancing with Mashiach in Jerusalem, all of the Jewish people together. Have a good day with Mashiach.
Amen. Good day.
Amen.